Welcome back to Book Break. Today we are doing our January book haul and I have a very exciting massive box here that's just come in that has a selection of just some of the most exciting books to be published in January. I have no idea what's going to be in here, so I'm really excited to open it up. Okay, the first book I saw when I just opened that up, I am so excited. Here is the finished copy of Little Bandaged Days by Kara Wilder. I read this one last year from a proof copy and I absolutely loved it. This is this really claustrophobic, tense novel about a woman who moves to Geneva with her husband and their 2 small children, and she is essentially trapped at home in the house with the children all day every day, and slowly she just descends into madness. But it's all told from her perspective, so we're very much in her head going on that journey with her, and there are flash forwards throughout it hinting at something much darker and much more sinister that is going to happen. I absolutely loved it, and these finished copies are so beautiful. Look at the colour of this. Okay, the next book I can see in here is Recursion by Blake Crouch. So this is the second book in a series, and I actually haven't yet read the first, which was called Dark Matter, but I'm so desperate to read both of them. I think I'm going to plan to read them both this month. So Dark Matter, the first book, starts with this man waking up only to find out that everything he remembers from the night before he went to sleep, he's told was actually a dream, and he wakes up into this brand new world that he has no memories of. So that's the mystery of the first book, and I don't yet know what the answer to that is, but then Recursion, the second one, this has become an epidemic now, spreading throughout the world with victims waking up with memories of lives that they apparently never lived. So such a terrifying concept, so I'm so intrigued by both of these. Okay, so this next one, I've heard a lot of people talking about it in the office, but I haven't yet seen it in person. So this is Confessions of a Bad Mother, The Teenage Years, and it's by Stephanie Kalman, who has written quite a few of these books, including the first, Confessions of a Bad Mother. So I'm guessing this is about the trials and tribulations of raising a teenager, which is something I have only ever experienced through being the teenager so far, but I'm sure it is absolute hell, and this book looks really funny. It says here that it's honest, touching, and very, very funny, and offers hope to despairing and exhausted parents everywhere. Read it and discover that your teenager is not the enemy after all. I think maybe at times I was the enemy when I was a teenager, but I'm glad to see that there is a positive way of looking at that. Okay, next we have The Glove Maker. I absolutely loved this book. So this is the paperback out now. This is a historical fiction novel set in Utah, and I so enjoyed this one because it was kind of set in this time in this community that I knew nothing about before. So it's in this very, very small Mormon town, and it's about this woman who is waiting for her husband to come back. He's been travelling for work. There's this really deathly winter settling in, and he was supposed to have been back a few weeks ago. So we have this worry the whole way through of what's happened to her husband, and we see letters that he wrote to her from the past, and we're starting to worry more and more something bad must have happened to him. But at the same time, it's this really tense, like, thriller of a book. So Deborah, who's the wife waiting at home, one day gets a knock at her door, and it's this man who is on the run from the law, and she agrees to help him. But they live in this tiny, tiny community, and it's snowing, so the footprints of anyone who comes to the house or leaves the house can be seen. So it's like, how does she get away with helping this man without being caught by the authorities? I absolutely loved it. It's so claustrophobic, it's really sad, it's really moving, and I love this new cover for the paperback. It's absolutely beautiful. It shows off some of the amazing landscape that it describes. Okay, next I can see, this one's been huge, Black 13 by Adam Hamdy. So I haven't read this one, but it's been very buzzed about. So let's see what it's actually about. So this is going to be the first in a new series about an ex-MI6 agent called Scott Pierce. And it sounds super, super dramatic. An exiled agent, a growing threat, a clandestine war. And it says here, it's time to burn the espionage rulebook. Watch Pierce light the fire. So there's no wonder everyone's been buzzing about that. It sounds brilliant. And Adam Hamdy is the author of the Pendulum trilogy, which are these kind of conspiracy thriller novels. So this is his next series to get on board with. I can see a really cute looking book in there. Let me reach that one. Busy Kittens. This is one of our Campbell books for children, which are really interactive. So even from the front cover, you can pull things out and even more cats appear. Cats hiding in the laundry basket. Oh, you can feed the cats. That's really fun. Okay, next we have A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martine. So this is a science fiction book. I've heard this one described as like a space opera. So this is her debut novel, I believe, but it's going to be the first in a series, and it's set in the future. So it's about Ambassador Mahit Zamari is posted far from her mining station home to the Empire's glorious capital. Yet when she arrives, she discovers her predecessor was murdered. But no one will admit his death wasn't accidental, and she might be next. Oh, sounds very sinister. It's got a very dramatic cover there too. Oh, but it also says here, Mahit is hiding an extraordinary technological secret, one which might destroy her station, or it might save them all from annihilation. Ooh. I can see in here one I've been really excited about. This is The Murders at White House Farm. So there's been a TV show recently all about Jeremy Bamber and the killing of his family. This was first published in 2015, I think, but now everyone's talking about the case again. It's the perfect time to pick up this new edition. So the story here is that in 1985, this whole family were found murdered at their home, White House Farm in Essex, and their son, Jeremy, was convicted of murdering them all. But he has always maintained his innocence. So this is really gripping true crime. It's got interviews from a lot of people associated with the case, including Jeremy Bamber himself. I really want to read this one next. And then finally, another one I've been excited to read. This has been such a great haul this time. This is Why We Dream by Robb. So this is a non-fiction book about the science, creativity, and transformative power of dreams. So interesting. So this is basically shining a light on the fact that we all know why we need to sleep, but we don't really know why we need to dream, and then why we remember our dreams as well. This is the paperback. The hardback came out in 2018, and I've had my eye on it ever since, because it also talks about lucid dreaming in here, which is something I find kind of terrifying but fascinating, which is about how you can learn to recognize that you're dreaming while you're in a dream and then start to control your experience. It says here, you'll never think of dreams in the same way again. So that sounds absolutely fascinating. So this was such a good haul. Let me know if you're planning to get your hands on any of these books. And of course, do tell me what books you've hauled this month. If there's anything that you think I should be reading. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button below for new videos every week. See you next time.